Hey everybody, it's Anne. Thank you so much for joining me. I miss you guys. It's been a while since I've done a video. I've been dealing with my own health issues. As you know, many of you know, as a heart transplant recipient, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes with me with respect to all kinds of testing and medications and things like that, which I deal with on a daily basis. That keep me alive and in this game. I don't talk about them. A lot of people, or some of you, can be quite judgmental about how I appear or how I speak and things like that. Well, I've been near death and back, and I've pulled myself out of some very dark places and really had to work very, very hard to get where I'm at right now. So please, be considerate. You don't know what people have been going through, have been through in their lives as you quickly make judgment about them based solely on their appearance. But having said that, there's a tremendous amount of upheaval energies that are at play right now, which I really wanted to share with you. It's so nice to talk to people with like-minded processes. More and more, we're getting more and more connected, but at the same time, this can be quite a lonely journey, even if you have people in your life. We are getting so much more, I'm going to say enlightened, but we're getting so much incoming insight and information that we're processing so very quickly that it really keeps us sort of occupied in really strange ways. So not a lot of people can really relate to this journey. It is definitely something that we have to experience on our own in order to sort of get it. I know a lot of you do, so I'm thankful for that. And it's why I do these videos, because this is definitely a journey of epic proportions as we venture into moving through into these higher timelines and higher states of consciousness. It is quite unbelievable what is going on. So we really need a lot of resilience right now. So like I said, I don't have a script here. I just have a few words written down. It has been just an ongoing incoming influx of so much insight, still trying to process it all. And so many are going to be really receiving this. So I'm talking here from collective energy, what I'm picking up on for collective energy that can be experienced going forward. So really requiring us to be resilient, a little bit less. So for those of us who are empaths, highly sensitive people, we've gone through a lot to be empowered, to understand ourselves, the self-actualization. So all the work in understanding where we've lost our power, where the programs have taken over. There's been so much activity, the dark night of the soul, all of these things are part of the process that we go through. And there's been so much work in this regard. Oh my goodness. We're getting to the point where the timing is, it's critical really. There's just so much confusion happening in the collective space for very, very specific reasons. So to stay focused on your own energy and to stay really sort of non-emotional is really super important right now. So it's almost like collectively we're growing up. We are required to have a sensitive heart and an open heart and a loving heart, but at the same time to not let the bullshit in. And sometimes that's difficult because we feel the need to be healers and to be loving, caring, compassionate people. But at the same time, right now is so critical to put up and protect ourselves with boundaries. Now, this isn't like a scared boundary or scared protection. This is just sort of more taking less emotional responsibility for other people. And this is coming through very, very clearly right now, to sort of step back and just sort of recognize where your energies are going with different scenarios and different people, and choosing the things and choosing the degree of how you want to be involved very carefully. Whereas in the past, we would have just jumped all in with all of our energy because we didn't understand it. But now we're sort of seeing where we need to really sort of watch, where we're giving away, where we're choosing. Really important, where we're choosing to give our energy. So this video is me giving you some of my energy because a lot of you have been with me for quite a long time on this, and we're all in this together. We get energy from each other, and that is what we benefit from here. But wow, so many lessons, so many lessons. We're getting to the point of we're really seeing the separation, but what it comes down to is it's like two major degrees of polarization here, the selfish and the selfless. So there is this balance, right? We have both of those energies. We are both masculine and feminine, light and dark, so we're a balance beam here. There's selfish and selfless. We're starting to really see through all of these energetics coming in, sort of where we're off balance here, and our people are coming in to our experience to show us where we're off balance here, where we're seeing the real selfish projections, where, compassion and empathy really don't come into play, but they stand strong in who they are and they have a whole lot of conviction, versus the selfless, which is where we are empathetic and compassionate and loving and intuitive, but we can go too far with that too and give, like I mentioned earlier, the energy all the way. So we're finding these experiences are showing us where we need to really be aware of those two energies, and not necessarily judge people for not having one or the other, but to really take this all as a collective experience that we and you and me are now experiencing as one. So this is the collective energy theme that is really, really, really obvious right now. And it comes out through people learning more and more about the programs, about people that have brought them in under circumstances of lies and manipulation. These are coming up. We're starting to really, really see where in the past we have just given ourselves away to believe everybody else. We're pulling back now and truly trusting our own energy and taking, this is really important, 100% accountability for our own energy. So it really requires us to be very resilient here and to really pull back our energy on our individual selves as we work through some of these challenges that are being forced upon us as we dive into some big, deep waters here. So the deep waters are going to be felt, and I call them deep waters because it is Scorpio season. And I am a Scorpio, so it really resonates with me. I feel like this deepness all the time, so welcome aboard to my world. But it's really, really uncovering. Being a Scorpio can be, depending on where your energies are in your chart, can be definitely a very interesting sign. We pick up on so much from people. It's also got a very bad reputation, which I take, I don't agree with. I am a Scorpio, but I've never really been a dark and evil Scorpio, maybe because I'm at the other end of it on the cusp of Sagittarius. But definitely I pick up on people's psychological standpoint very, very clearly, very intuitively, and it sure can get a reaction from people. as they find me sometimes off-putting because I can read them so clearly. They feel that mirroring happening as they actually are being reflected upon themselves. So some of that is going to be experienced, but it is a planet of transformation, that is for sure. So I have, just so you know, I have the Sun and Neptune in Scorpio in the 10th. This is my work. I also have a stellium, Uranus, Pluto, and Mars, some fun ones there in the 8th. So yeah, my life has been transformation journey, life and death, literally, coming back to life and experiencing so much turmoil in this regard. So holy cow. It is, boy, I think 5 different lifetimes I have lived in this lifetime. The Pluto in Capricorn has been brutal. So that is moving out eventually next year, thank goodness. But so many lessons for me personally with a North Node return I just went through in Gemini, a Saturn return coming up. Holy crap, Saturn in Aquarius. Big, huge lessons. All of the Scorpio energy has been a lot, but I look at everything from all modalities. So not just astrology, but most of it, honestly, comes from just really being in my own energy and channeling my higher self to really just work from a place of trust. Because boy, oh boy, right now we need to be resilient and we need trust, and we really need to look after ourselves. Really important, super important right now to pull the energy back in. Another big theme is going to be and is collectively finances. This is being felt where again, this is also a Scorpio energy, and Capricorn for that matter, but where we have been giving away our energy. Money is actually energy. Where we've been giving away our energy, where we really haven't been thinking through, we've been maybe a bit extravagant. Well, this is coming to an end. We are being really refocused here on the value of our energy, on the value of our money, and on the value of material things. What is really necessary? So this is also a big theme that you may be also noticing. Another one is self-discipline. So big part of this process of self-healing, of self-growth, self-actualization, of ascension, of 5D, of New Earth, whatever you'd like to call it, is self-discipline. So it's really learning how to step up to the plate and push yourself through those challenging times. This is not a cakewalk. This is, for many of us, not everybody, we're all here with different lessons to learn, different points in the journey, different experiences. But so many of the people that I relate to and talk to, we feel this warrior energy that has made us, really forced us to step into our power, to really being called to be a strong leader in areas of our life that most people don't understand. And that is the hard part for a lot of us, is that we know, and we are being guided here very closely in where we're moving ourselves into new territory and breaking new ground, literally breaking new ground into new ways of operating and being. And this is, what the majority of people in our circle, in our lives, don't understand. It depends on where you're at in your journey. But for me personally, it has been, because the growth has been massive, and it's been coupled with the challenges of the collective, the challenges of my own personal life. It's been a lot, I have to say. It's been a lot, and we just continue. because the major thing here is entrusting. So it's like we just have to understand and believe there is a greater hand guiding us here, and to have faith and trust in that. And really, really, I've been remembering this because we can go off the rails with some of these really potent, powerful energies are trying to knock us about a little bit and moving us into more of these negative thought processes. And it's so super important. It's like, oh shit, I'm just so grateful for so many things. I feel so lucky to be where I'm at and have experienced everything I went through and been strong enough to continue to move through this journey and to enjoy Mother Earth as much as possible. And so many other things. So we have to really keep coming back to that gratitude, as it seems often to sort of fall off our view these days. So this is really taking us into really being very strong spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. I mean, even if you're not running marathons, it doesn't matter. It just matters that you are in control of your physical space, of deciding how it is you want to feel, who you want to be representing, that kind of thing. So holy crap, a lot is going on as this consciousness is evolving through many of us so quickly. What else do I have for you? There's just so much. Yes, so it's like these words came to me the other day. So I'm waking up in the morning with, there's a lot going on in sleep time when I can sleep. But there's a lot of so much processing happening. But hive mentality sort of came up. Hive mentality, so the busy bees all working together. And this can be considered either like, the Matrix Collective, or where we're pushing the higher consciousness into these much wider realms and higher levels of frequency that we're all experiencing. And I'm not even really here talking about the incoming energies, which have been off the hook. They truly have. This is where we know that we're moving into some pretty massively quickly changing times. More and more people are feeling these energies like crazy. My mother is 88 years old, and she is complaining or experiencing some form of energies that is getting to her and bothering her, and she doesn't know what it is. Even though I do this work and I explain to you guys, and I have been dealing with these energies for years, she will not listen to me. So it's kind of interesting to see that there's people out there who are really feeling affected by this. It's usually people who are more highly sensitive are being affected by this outside of their knowing that this is actually going on. So the energies influxes have been absolutely huge, fairly consistent over time. It's just the way of being these days. It really just is commonplace. I don't really feel a need to specifically talk about it really all that much anymore, because it's just a way of being. The challenge behind these energies is using them to your advantage. So that's really super important, is learning how to tap into them, learning how to use them for protection, to set intentions around protecting your energy, where you want to share it, what you want to manifest. It's a very, very powerful time that way. We are being shown where our thoughts are being derailed, where things are going off track. Oh, this is really the Earth School. Like this, We are in school right now. I'm being schooled. Holy moly, like next level. The levels get harder. I got to tell you, but it's just, we have to trust. Even though the outer world seems very chaotic, we know that it's happening that way because change is happening, change is afoot, change is movement. Things are being shaken about here. And that makes for initially a lot of chaos, but everything comes back into alignment eventually. So there are a few things for you guys. It is just a time. I really want to come back to doing these more frequently. Hopefully you guys are still watching and are getting some value. If anybody has any topics you want me to discuss, I'm certainly very happy to do that. And that's it for now. So take care, guys. We'll talk soon. Bye.